All right, everybody. I just wanted to, you know, say that I don't mean to be negative about everything. Like, I hate coming off as negative about really anything. I like to be positive about most things. But, I mean, I just couldn't really help it because all of the, all of the stuff that was just said to so many different people about the whole Xenoverse 3 situation. And don't get me wrong, I'm not backing off on what I said. By no means am I backing off by what I said for what I said. I'm just saying that like it's pretty unfortunate that people will just people will call you so many different names and tell you so many different things. Like they'll tell you to shut up, they'll tell you to not buy the game, they'll tell you to they'll be total hypocrites about everything too. And then, it just drives you to just not want to support anything that they play. And I realize that like one person not supporting their stuff isn't going to make a big deal, but it's like I'd much rather just not be a part of that whole scene. It's just one of those things that's like why? Why am I even still bothering? I mean, people have been hating on Xenoverse 2 for nearly a decade now. For really, I mean, just a couple of like small things. Like it just nobody was they never made any of those types of people happy like at any stage. And yet they still played the game for some reason. They still played it. Like okay, key stunning, key canceling, I can understand. Totally understand why that's frustrating because it is. Square triangle spam and then spammers in general. Yeah, I get it. It's annoying. But on the other hand of that, or on the other side of that entire situation, it's like you're really going to sacrifice all of the progress that this game has made and defend everything to the bitter end for what? Like less interactive gameplay? Like come on, dude. I shouldn't make this about Xenoverse because I mean it's really the entire gaming community these days. Hell, it's even in like Sony's policy that you can't even cuss anymore. And it's like I get it, there's kids on here, but like most of us don't play with children. Let's be honest with you. And usually, if we do, we don't have or we're not blasting the F word in their ears. Most of us. And, but you say anything online these days. Hell, you say anything about politics, you say anything about gaming, you say anything just in general, criticizing anything, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon to just make you out to be something you're not. And to be honest, that's kind of frustrating. And I mean, in general, I'm kind of just over it, honestly, because I mean, who really wants to deal with that on a daily basis? Like, it's not really a daily basis, but who really wants to deal with that? Like, while they're trying to like enjoy gaming and just enjoy life, dude. If a game doesn't turn out the way you expected it to, people have a right to be pissed off about that. People have a pretty valid reason to be pissed off about that. There should be none of this, name calling and stuff like that, especially when it's quite obvious. Like, it's obvious that, like, a game, it's obvious when a game's evolution just tanks. You know? Like, why are they, like, why are people even, like, sitting there acting like it's, you know, something special? It very clearly, you know, isn't. I'm talking about Xenoverse 3. Like, if, okay, I get, so Forza, for example, the game I'm playing right now, they've done the same thing for years, and people tend to be, you know, they tend to use that against the game because, yeah, I mean, it's been the same or been kind of the same for years, but on the other hand, the formula works, so you cannot blame the Forza devs for making the same exact game over and over again, especially when people buy it over and over again. And quite frankly, I don't want Forza to change. I hope they continue doing it the same way, you know, the same way every year, because it's enjoyable. Look, I mean, it's, yeah, it's the same thing over and over again. I get that. I get it. It gets boring, gets tiresome, you know, but at the same time, why do I need to completely relearn an entire new system because some other person out there thinks that it needs to change? Like, it's like I said, like, not all change is necessary. We need to stop saying that in like, I get it, it's 2026. I get it. But not everything needs to change. I think that's just a coping mechanism, to be honest with you, because in all fairness, we can all agree that there is not everything needs to be different than another thing. You know, you get those people, like for instance, the people that say, "Oh, you just want Xenoverse 3 to play like, or you just want Xenoverse 3 to play like Xenoverse 2 revamp," and it's like, is that so wrong? Like, tell me, why is that so wrong? Honestly. Yeah, I mean, you mean to tell me that I can jump in that game, not have to relearn an entirely new system mechanic? I know everything right off the bat, and I get a brand new game that does more than what the previous game did, and you're telling me that's wrong? How? What is so wrong about that? Like, honestly. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. It's a sequel. Like, you can't expect a sequel to play completely different from the previous game. I'm sorry, you really can't. You can expect, like, system or mechanic evolve or improvements. You can totally expect mechanic improvements. But to expect the entire sequel of a game to just completely change? No. And I'm certainly not going to go back to Xenoverse 1. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's just fucking Xenoverse 1 all over again. But worse. Because instead of, you know, being able to actually use your skills, you know, you've got cooldowns for literally no reason. It's not gonna help anything. It's not gonna help anything. I can see that system being, or that mechanic being, I've already figured out several ways to actually abuse that system. And it's just gonna take one person to abuse that system before the entire Xenoverse community goes up in a freaking frenzy about it. because they're so pissed off about a system mechanic that Bandai's never going to change. Like, let's just be real here. They aren't going to change it. I mean, how many years have we asked for Xenoverse 2 to have its netcode fixed? Many years, right? Never fixed it. And I don't understand why these people are going around. They're like, well, you haven't played the game yet. Well, by the time we're able to actually play the game, unless we go to that tour or whatever the hell it is, by the time we actually get anything to play, it'll already be too late. I guarantee it. Bandai's not going to change it this far into it. Like, let's be real. They're already this invested into it, and they're not going to change it unless we push now. Like, right now is probably the most critical time to actually push for any changes if they want it. But they're not going to. They're just going to glaze the game over at the tour, you know, because all of the big content creators are likely going to fly out, play the game, and be like, oh, it was awesome. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, dude, come on. It goes the same for every game, really. Every content creator typically goes out and plays the game firsthand. They're the first ones that go and play the game, fly out, go play the game, and then come back and be like, oh, it was awesome. And then you get the game and you're like, what the fuck? This is not what I thought I was buying. You'll see it. Like, you see the gameplay. You're not blind. So this idea that you can't judge a game based off gameplay is crazy to me. It's just nuts to me. I mean, I can't honestly sit there and, you know, glaze the game right off the bat. I'm always going to be critical of every game, including even the next Forza games. This is 5. 6 isn't out on PS5 yet. So, I mean, that's why I'm on 5 right now. But I'm always going to be critical of every game. I'm not going to instantly glaze it, and I'm not going to instantly jump on the bandwagon. Like, was I excited about the game? Sure, yeah. I was definitely excited about the game. But even if it looked exactly like Xenoverse 2, I still would have criticized it a bit. You know, I would have made my criticisms known. I wouldn't have just instantly, you know, glazed the game like all the, you know, content creators did. They always do it. You really can't expect much from them. And they're always so far away to reach. Like, honestly, they're not going to respond to any criticisms. So, you know, you in the comment section are always kind of alone until you can find another commenter that, you know, halfway agrees with you, or, you know, agrees with you wholly. You know, there's just really nothing we can do about that. So, you know, it's just unfortunate that, you know, you can't criticize a game at all these days without being, you know, shunned from the community, I guess. Which is, I mean, it wasn't really even Xenoverse 3 that made me want to just say fuck it. It really wasn't. It was the people, it was the smaller content creators talking shit as usual. And, you know, just completely writing off any criticism because, you know, they're too proud or whatever the fuck, you know, too excited. I get you're excited and everything like that, but it's like, dude, come on. You don't have any criticism, like, really? That's crazy. And, you know, it just amazes me that where was I going with that? It amazes me that people can't just accept that like, I get it, not everybody's going to be happy about something. You're never going to please everybody. But you can at least try to please the, you know, the vast majority of people. This idea that you can't please anybody for anybody at all and blah 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 blah. No. And you get again, you get those people that are like, "Oh, you just want a Xenoverse 2 revamp." Sure, whatever, bud. You know, you just kind of have to sit there and be like, "Okay, yeah, whatever, dude." Because in all fairness, like, let's be honest, revamp is probably the best, like, the best thing that Bandai could have ever done. And there's nothing wrong with liking that. Absolutely nothing wrong with liking that. So, you know, those people that are sitting there saying that, I don't think that they're doing what they think that they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, how? It's so dumb. Like, you think you got a gotcha moment, and it's like, why would that be so bad, dude? You're telling me that Xenoverse 2 revamp, like, in a Xenoverse, or in the Xenoverse 3 setting, wouldn't be the coolest shit? Like, for real? Like, that's coping right there. That's coping. People not wanting Xenoverse to play like Xenoverse 2, or at least an evolved version of Xenoverse 2, you know? Like, come on. Be serious right now. Oh, I really gotta... That's a terrible score, honestly. I'm usually getting pretty high scores on this one. Maybe it's because I'm talking so much. It's kind of hard to focus up on drifting and talk at the same time, to be honest with you, but... yeah, right about here, I'm usually around, like, 900. Thou. But, let's see if I can't drag this corner out. Oh, come on, yes. Oh, I straightened out. Oh. Come on. Extend, extend, extend. Oh. My God, I don't know why that won't... oh, that is a terrible score for me. Terrible score for me. But... yeah, I just... I don't mean to come off as negative in any light. Like, look, if you wanted Xenoverse 3 to be like that, which nobody did, let's just be honest, but if you really wanted Xenoverse to change that much, I mean, by all means, play it, I guess. It doesn't bother me one bit if I need to mod Xenoverse 2 to get the game that I wanted, honestly. What bothers me is just the Xenoverse community. Like, it's so frustrating trying to deal with these people. There's the same people that have been bashing on Xenoverse 2 since the day it came out because they couldn't handle the mechanics and everything like that. And I was one of those people that I was so used to Xenoverse 1 that it took me a good minute to actually get a handle on Xenoverse 2's controls. So, for them to, you know, for them not being able to like handle the controls of Xenoverse 2 right off the bat, I totally understand. I was one of those people that couldn't do it, but I also didn't bash the freaking game. I put extra effort in. I trained. I fought PQs and NPCs over and over and over again, and I finally got a hang of it. It's just something you have to do in video games. If you honestly want to devote your time into video games and all that stuff, you're gonna have to one day put a little effort in. It's just fact of life in gaming. Like, you're never gonna get good at a game if you don't put in effort. So, you know, it's most of the people that are glazing Xenoverse 3 more than likely are the players that just are trash. And by no means am I calling Stedo J or Cyrax trash players, but at the same time, Stedo J has been talking about how XV2 is brainless. In some ways, he's right, yes, but in other ways, like, not all players play brainless. Like, I'm definitely not one of those people that plays brainless. I chain skills all the time. I actually focus on the actual hand-to-hand combat portion of the game. I focus the most of my efforts because I like that. I like that aspect of it. But Cedo J will pretty much call anything brainless. I guarantee you. Watch Cedo J is going to call something brainless in Xenoverse 3 when it comes out. I guarantee you. He's going to find something that he's going to bitch about, and it's going to be, oh, this is brainless. He does it every time. He like it. I guarantee he does. And then Cyrax is going to find the newest exploit in Xenoverse 3 and use it in PvP. He is. I mean, he did it with key stunning and key canceling. I'm not really going to attack Rhyme Style because Rhyme Style's meh. I think he's more annoying to me than anything, to be honest with you. But I think the only really content creator that actually, agreed sort of with me, and whether he agreed or not is kind of irrelevant, because the guy who actually made a good video, kind of like what I'm doing, is criticizing the people that, don't like other people's opinions. Yeah, that, like, whether me and him see eye to eye on everything, I don't care. He made a great video of it. And, let me look up his name so I can give him a shout out, because in all honesty, he kind of deserves the views on, like, that guy. He was very, I do recommend watching his video, because he was very, he's actually very good, like, at getting everything across. His name is Cody Slay, and yes, he does use a couple of. He does use, what's his name, Super Itachi, whatever his fucking name is. He does use one of his moments from him, but I don't really think he was, like, supporting him or anything like that. If he was, whatever. Everybody's got their their people, so I can't really say anything. Me and Cody aren't really you know, I just happened to come across one of his videos, and it was an excellent video. Like I give that guy all the credit, to be honest with you. But um, yeah, no, he made a pretty good video on, telling people like, look, this is not um, it's not set in stone, and all the people that criticize or that are criticizing because they're they're not seeing what they love or loved about Xenoverse 2. You know, it's like if Forza decided to have like Need for Speed physics. It just wouldn't make any sense, and the Forza fans would be would be livid, and rightfully so. I would be livid, to be honest with you. I don't even like Need for Speed, like current Need for Speed games, because of just how trash they really are. I mean, it's it's really dumb that you look like a retard when you're trying to drift, and you need specific like tires to make your car basically uncontrollable, and you still look like a bunch of freaking retards sliding around the place in that game. Whereas, in Forza, I can connect corners and everything. I know I'm not doing the best of jobs right now, but I like, you know, you can connect corners, you can drift close, you know, door to door with your buddies. Whereas in Need for Speed, you can't do that. Not without looking like a bunch of idiots. Like, you just legit look like a bunch of idiots that don't know how to drive. Like, or don't know how to control the game. Like, that's exactly what Need for Speed looks like to me. Older Need for Speed games I can get behind. I'll play Most Wanted over and over again. I've beat that game like, I don't know, 20 times by now. And I still play it from time to time. Right around Christmas time, I'll usually take a bit of time and, play through the whole Most Wanted 2005, and then Carbon and Pro Street, and even Underground 2. I'll play all those games over and over again. I've beat them several times, and I love those games. I mean, and that's one of the things too, is like, I wish that they would give us a remake of at least Most Wanted. Like, at the very least, Most Wanted, we need a remake for modern games. Like, and like they really need to bring back the physics. They can't just change change the physics in that game, change the formula in that game, and then expect people to be happy about it. Like, it's the same exact, thing that I've been saying this entire time for like Xenoverse 3. Like, the hate's not coming from just, it's not falling out of the fucking sky from nowhere. Like, it's coming from somewhere. And I think a lot of people just need to understand that, or a lot of these creators who are, way too popular and, too good to, be a critic, they really need to just understand that. Because, I mean, I use the Arkham Asylum games, or Arkham games, the Batman Arkham games, for a pretty good example. So they changed the formula in one of the games, and instantly the Arkham game fans got extremely irritated with the devs of that game. And the second they brought it back, everything was cool. They brought it back for the next game. And I just know that let's say Xenoverse 3 actually gets, you know, gets is successful. Let's say it's successful. Just as an example here, let's say it's successful. Who's to say that it doesn't just go right back to Xenoverse 2's physics or Xenoverse 2's formula and be right back in the same boat? Like, or if they ever make a fourth game because of the success of a third, like, who's to say that game doesn't, like, straight up just look exactly or do exactly what Xenoverse 2 did? And they just restarted the formula from the beginning. Who's to say that doesn't happen? I mean, if they do make a fourth game, I'll probably be surprised. And honestly, with all the hate going around for the people who are being critics of the game, I don't necessarily see it doing as well as Xenoverse 2. I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. I'm not going to sit here and try to predict everything because honestly, I can't. And I won't pretend like I know the future because I don't. It'd be nice to have that superpower, but I don't know the future. So who am I to say? You know, you got plenty of glazers out there that'll buy it right off the bat. But I just know that as soon as they do, they're going to... After all that glazing, they're going to find something to bitch about, as always. And, you know, they're going to be right back in the whole situation. Like, those people that are like, they're being haters because it doesn't play like Xenoverse 2 and, you know, then it comes up... Then it's like, well, wait a minute. Y'all bitched about Xenoverse 2 for so long, and then now, as soon as XV3 comes out, you guys are going to find something else to bitch about. And the funniest part about it all, they don't understand just how massively hypocritical they're being about it. Oh, I got somebody. Somebody's actually following me. Because the second they criticize the game, after it's come out and everything, it's going to be hilarious when they criticize the game once again, or once they start criticizing the game and it's already too late by that point. It's like I said, like, why am I being roasted and called names and all this stuff for wanting better gameplay? Like, you shouldn't be roasting people for wanting better gameplay. Like, come on, dude. You're crazy for that. That is a brain, like, that right there is a brain dead thing to do. Let's just be honest. You cannot blame somebody, or you can't blame people for being critical of a game. Period. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. You can't blame people for it. And that goes for any game, really. But yeah, I guess that's really all I really wanted to say, to be honest with you, because I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to say that, you know, I'm not trying to be negative. And I hope you guys I hope everybody who watches my videos understands that, you know, I really wanted Xenoverse 3. I really wanted it. But it's just the people, the Xenoverse community itself. The Xenoverse community is so funny to me because they'll sit there and hate each other all day long. They'll bitch about mechanics all day long. They'll bitch about everything all day long. And then they see a new game. Like, when Sparking Zero came, like, when Sparking Zero was shown, it was the funniest thing ever because every single one of those same people were like, oh, this is a great game, blah, 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 blah. And then the bitching started as soon as it came out. I guarantee you there was plenty of people that sat on their couch, glazed the fuck out of the game, and then hated it. Kakarot, same thing. Breakers, well, I mean, Breakers was kind of just stupid. That was a dumb game. Why would you want to play a victims game? Like legit, why would you want to be a victim in a video game? Like of all the freaking things you can do in video games, like all the video games you can ever make, why are we making victim games? That's never made any sense to me. Why? Why? It's just so dumb. Oh, I want to be a freaking god in a game. I want to be the most powerful being in the game. I want to be the dude that saves the civilians. I want to be that guy. Not the not the dude who's running around trying to gather material and make sure he doesn't get caught by the big bad monster trying to kill him. Like, no. Come on, dude. Can you have like when it comes to anime games, at least, you know, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, okay, I watched an anime and I want to be Goku. I don't want to be Krillin. I don't want to be Piccolo. I don't want to be, you know, Nappa. Like, no, I want to be the MC. Like the guy that's just, you know, wailing on everybody. I want to be that guy. But obviously give me a little bit of a challenge, you know, don't make it too easy for me. Like even if I'm a god, give me a little bit of something. That was a nice Ferrari. But like when it comes to anime games, yeah, everybody kind of wants to have that I shouldn't say everybody. Clearly not everybody wants it, but you know, a vast majority of people tend to want to be up close in their enemy's face with that, you know, fast action hand-to-hand combat with a little bit of skill thrown in there. You know, typically most people want to play like that. I would say most people want to play like that. Like when Xenoverse 2 was huge, like it had a shit ton of people on there. Most of the people you'd run into wanted to play like that. They weren't playing cheap for the most part. But it wasn't until later where you started running into modders that are playing online. That's another thing too, is like when you're modding a video game, why do you feel the need to go online? Like I understand I just went into a whole god speech, but like if you're a modder, you're clearly cheating. Why in God's green earth would you want to go online and risk the humiliation of possibly losing? And on top of that, I don't understand what the idea. The funniest part about it is I started seeing more. Like the longer I played Xenoverse 2, the more I started to see modders that were playing like tryhards. It's like, dude, you don't even need to play like that. You're already cheating. Why not just use your most OP setup? Like, make that make sense. Like, why are you trying to play like a tryhard, bro? But, you know, why? And then, you know, to be a modern online, like, that's so dumb because what if you lose and you're like, that's just embarrassing. Like if I were to mod Xenoverse 2, I wouldn't go online. I would stick to offline play. Because that's what I do anyway. Why even feel the need to go online? And I would really only be modding it so I could have more fun, more depth, more depth to the game. I wouldn't be playing it, or I wouldn't be modding it to go online to be an asshole like most of those people are. But I don't know. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on everything that's been going on so far, really. And I'm still sticking to my word. I'm not getting Xenoverse 3. So all those, people that called me names and insulted me, or I shouldn't say I shouldn't say called me names. That's kind of childish. Insulted me for having criticisms. Yeah, bro. This isn't as big of a deal as you think it really is. Yes, I'm frustrated that the game didn't turn out the way that I feel like it should have. But I'm also not going to argue with you online over it. Like, I'm going to give my 2 cents, obviously, but and if you call me a name, then, or if you insult me, then I'm going to insult you right back. Sorry. If you can't take it, don't dish it. And, the it's it's those types of people that made me want to just not get the game. And for all of you people that, you know, have concerns and criticisms, don't be afraid not to buy the game. Obviously, if you want the game, buy it. By all means, buy it. But don't be afraid to keep your money. If you see a pre-order package or whatever the hell, don't be afraid to keep your money. Likely it's going to be $80 because of GTA 6 anyway, so like the base game. So, you might as well just keep your money. That's $80. That's 80 more dollars in your pocket. So, but if you want the game, by all means buy it. I'm not one to dictate what you where your wallet goes. Like that's your wallet. And I'm not going to tell you otherwise. Like, cuz I have no right to. It's your money. But I'm just saying that if if you feel like me, feel kind of betrayed, feel like content creators are just insulting you for being human and calling out the bullshit, don't be afraid to just not buy the game. Because you're not alone. I'm not buying it either. Because what's the point? I mean, Bandai's already shown us several times that they haven't listened. So why bother paying them anything? But yeah, that's all I really got to say. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing commentary videos or anything like that. But if you want more, comment below. Let me know. I'll try my best to actually upload some videos every now and again if I have the time. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you very much.